It's unclear how many are in the United States, somewhere between 50 and 100, but I can't tell if their numbers are rising or reducing because a lot of universities have refused them access to their campuses in recent years. So, and on top of that, you've got figures like former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, who last year labeled the Confucius Institutes as a foreign mission, which I guess is kind of like, like a mission, like a Christian mission, I guess, kind of similar to that. It was meant as a negative. It was meant as a bad thing. It's like the Chinese government's version of like the Christian missions in Africa and various countries, or whatever. But and then the FBI director Christopher Wray expressed concerns about this Confucius Institute as well. So the Confucius Institute has caught attention from the U.S. government. It's starting to. There isn't, but not nearly enough, because I certainly had no idea that any of this was going on until just a few months ago, and it's not something that's being talked about much at all. Probably because it's being presented so benign at the moment, and most of the concerns behind the Confucius Institute, there's not a lot that is. I haven't found much other than allegations and suspicions so far behind it. And don't get me wrong, there's plenty of suspicion behind the idea that the Chinese Communist government is not only paying to have these, they're not only organizing, they're organizing and promoting and controlling this Confucius Institute and trying to spread the influence of it around the world to educational places, colleges, campuses all around the world, and in particular in the United States. The fact that it's is directly from the Chinese government, which to an extent any business or organization that's based in China is indirectly controlled by the Chinese government. So that's already suspicious. But then the fact that they fund these universities, they donate. Well, it's not really a donation. It's a deal where they fund the universities to put these institutes on their campuses. What I don't know yet is how much. It's unclear to me so far how much. There'd been a lot of people the Chinese are already known for using their money to to be able to censor the NBA over the Hong Kong protests, which happened in 2019, and various businesses for things relating to political issues, like the terminology of how Taiwan is represented on a map, or what if you say anything to defend the Hong Kong democracy. This kind of language is discouraged strongly by the Chinese government, and they can usually discourage this language through very broad, sweeping bans of products to the Chinese marketplace, and or by withholding funds. In this instance, in theory, that's what they would do, and there have been plenty of allegations of this kind of thing happening, but I've only begun to dig into this kind of thing because, as far as I haven't seen this kind of thing happen, not The only comparison, I mean, I would compare it to Christian missions, except that this is an authoritarian government who is putting these out in universities all over the world, and in particular in the United States, in order to and once they start funding the university is going to get used to that, and these colleges, the people in charge of these colleges are greedy bastards, and as soon as they start, when they get the money, it's going to be hard for them to ever want to shut that off, once the money flow comes in. So, bear with me. I'm learning about the Confucius Institute more and more. There's a lot to unpack there, but there's also just been general criticism of not so much of the language courses, but of the culture and history courses. There's been allegations of, as far as I'd have to dig into the coursework I'd have to dig into the coursework of a Confucius Institute to know exactly what they're saying in there, but there's suspicion, suspiciously they avoid or subject matters such as their Cultural Revolution, or the Tiananmen Square Massacre, or the Great Leap Forward. These historical controversial events in the Chinese Communist history that they brush over. From what I've heard, they've been trying to brush over these subject matters in their course learning. So, take it with a grain of salt what I'm saying, because when it comes to what they're teaching at these universities, I don't know everything that they're teaching. I know the subject matter, but I don't know the details specifically, word for word, what subject matters they're covering, and that kind of thing. So, and again, there's a lot to unpack here, so I'll be making more videos about this. All right, thank you guys.